Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. I'm your host, Razia Adam, and I'm sitting in for Jackson. On this episode of Red Carpet, we chat with actor Hakeem Kae-Kazim about his controversial film, CRACKA. Art promoting peace in Somalia, and Tanzanian musician Damian Soul speaks to us about his music and career. Let's get started. So we're beginning our show today with some sad news. At least 8 people were killed and dozens injured in a stampede when fans surged towards the stage during Travis Scott's Astroworld music festival in Houston. The disaster unfolded at NRG Park during Grammy Award-winning singer Travis Scott's headline performance. As some in the sold-out audience of about 50,000 surged toward the stage, people began to fall unconscious, some apparently suffering cardiac arrest or other medical issues according to officials at the venue. 43-year-old Albert Mirza from Detroit spoke to Reuters and described the scene as pandemonium.
Maybe a song or two into Travis Scott's set is when everything ensued and the pandemonium began, and a lot of breaching started happening at that point. Gates, fences, VIP areas, a lot of security chasing people but can't keeping up with them. There was just too many attendees versus security, swimming in people. I ended up on the right side of the stage, maybe 100 to 200 feet from the actual stage. I was pretty close, going back and forth sometimes with the crowd, and it was getting physical. It was grueling.
Travis Scott announced he was absolutely devastated by the tragedy and will be covering the funeral costs of the 8 victims. There are a growing number of lawsuits by concert-goers against Travis Scott. An investigation is underway that is likely to focus on security and safety protocols at the event. A controversial short film called CRACKA, featuring African actor Hakeem Kae-Kazim, is making waves. Hakeem talked to us about playing the lead role and the controversy surrounding his film. Known for his appearances in the television series 24 and Black Sails and movies such as Pirates of the Caribbean and the 2004 drama Hotel Rwanda, British-Nigerian actor and filmmaker Hakeem Kae-Kazim is loved by fans around the world. In his latest project, CRACKA, a short film by Dale Resteghini that tackles racial dynamics with a unique twist, Hakeem plays Dex Jackson, a slave owner in an alternate universe.
The writer, producer, director, Dale Resteghini, we sort of had met and he did discuss this idea, and I said I loved it, and and he then asked me if I'd get on board with it, and I said, well, let me have a look at the script and let's see what's going on. And we had a look at the script, had a good few conversations, and then I said, I love this project and I want to help you get it made and just get on board with it, and that was how it all sort of started, really.
Now, I don't know where you're from, but you're in my world now. What's your name?
Michael Stone.
Well, your new name's Biko Jackson. Got it.
Since its release, CRACKA has divided audiences and generated mixed reviews. Hakeem isn't too concerned about the negative reception and welcomes it.
I love it. I love it all because I think that's exactly what the film is meant to do, and is to start a discussion and a conversation and to make sure that people reacted to it in one way or another. And those that like you, I've read a lot of the back. I've read a lot of stuff on it, and people's various different views and different takes on it. And as you say, people love it, or they don't like it, or they're in the middle of it, or they think it's amazing. And it's really, I think the overriding thing for me was that this piece did what it was meant to do, which is to start a discussion around racism, the effects of racism, the attitudes of racists. And I think the most powerful thing about this film is that, and I'm not sure if it's been done before, but to see the people that have never seen themselves in this situation, to see it flipped over.
As conversations about racism continue to increase across the globe, CRACKA will remain a topic of debate and discussion for some time to come.
Welcome back, Biko.
A Tanzanian film that highlights mental health and friendship is set to premiere early next year. Mulasi The Death features Ghanaian actor John Dumelo among its lead characters. Here is a look at the upcoming film. In the film Mulasi The Death, we see the traditions and cultures of Tanzania as they are portrayed by diverse tribes in the city of Dodoma. Tanzanian filmmaker Honeymoon Al-Jabri shares her experience making the film.
I wrote, produced, directed it, and why I chose this time and why it's Mulasi The Death, because it's a story about depression and how African we're trying to hide that depression is not our problem. So it's a mental illness from the beginning to the end, and it's a lady that's called Sechelila and her friends. So they're trying to to be her cheerleader for she's going through a lot in her life. She has depression. She doesn't have a job, and she's going through divorce. So her friends, they're there to support her. So they do like a road trip to go to the Serengeti and Ngorongoro. It's like a therapy, travel therapy. You know, girls have to be girls. So they decide to go to Serengeti, Rift Valley, Tanzania, and Ngorongoro, just to cheer her up, to forget that she has depression, and they keep encourage her to tell her it's okay not to be okay, because depression, it's a real disease, and it's time for African to start to talk about it. And I feel like it's about time African to realize that mental illness is not taboo to talk about it. It's something that is there, and it will always be there. We don't have to hide it. So I'm not a doctor. I don't work in the medical field. I'm a filmmaker, and I'll use what I have to educate what I know. And what I know, it's like this thing is harmful, and we should talk about it.
Yeah. For friendship, for love, and success. And let it fly. Oh, yes. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. So lovely.
Through my inhibition, I've become quite sure that I love you.
Now to Somalia, where 21-year-old painter Sana Ashraf Sharif Musin is using her art to help her country get over the challenges of the civil war. Here is more from the Associated Press.
Sana lives and works in the remains of her uncle's building in Mogadishu. It was heavily damaged during Somalia's civil war. And though the painter has grown accustomed to insecurity after years of ongoing violent attacks by al-Shabaab extremists, she is optimistic.
Apart from my love for the arts, this shows me the way that I can use it to help my people. As a Somali woman and artist, I love my country, and since we have passed through 30 years of destruction and the people only see bad things, having in their mind blood and destructions and explosions, I believe that I can change that through my art to let them see something beautiful and build their morale. About Somalia, as we know, if you Google Somalia, we don't have beautiful pictures there, but ugly ones. So I'd like to change all that using my paintings. And this would be a great achievement for me to help my country using something that I love, art.
Sana stands out in a male-dominated field, said Abdi Mohammed Shuab, a professor of arts at Somali National University. He is aware of just one other female artist working in the country.
The arts can be used as a weapon or in a positive way. The arts and paintings can build an entire country and can also destroy a country depending on the person making the painting. Each painting that you make is equivalent to reading several articles and easier as well because it can make people understand something. Therefore, through paintings, a country can be built.
Sana names several Somali artists whose work she admires, but she knows no other female artist like herself. She said she hopes to progress and to gain more confidence in her work by exhibiting it more widely, beyond Somalia and neighboring Kenya.
In New York City, artist George Rodriguez Barada has unveiled a unique piece of art called The Hug, created to honor those impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. Nina Vishneva was there for the unveiling and has more on the story narrated by Anna Rice.
Compared to his signature works, this 200-kilogram and 3-meter bronze sculpture looks almost like a miniature. It's a piece by the artist Jorge Rodriguez Guerrada called The Hug.
As you walk around it, it does a visual play of the lines. So that movement when we walk around is a big aspect of the project.
The Hug sculpture reflects on seemingly ordinary moments that take on new significance during stress-filled times like the pandemic. In difficult times, a simple hug, a small gesture, can mean the world to someone.
It really became evident that the hug was this one thing that we all wanted, and it was the one medicine that we needed that we couldn't get.
The sculpture is located near New York City's Lincoln Theater, where, the artist says, it will immortalize the human spirit and resilience of those impacted by the pandemic. For Nina Vishneva in New York, Anna Rice, VOA News.
We close the show with South African music style Amapiano that has recently gained attention throughout Africa, but especially in my own home country, Tanzania. VOA's Harrison Kamau spoke with Damian Soul, a Tanzanian artist who mixes the popular style with East African sounds.
The core of everything is the story behind the song, you know. I just want to feel your life. I want to see your life into that song.
Damian Soul has recently captured the attention of the Tanzanian music scene with his song Mapopo. No matter where you are in Tanzania, from local buses, on the radio, or a night out, Mapopo is guaranteed to be played. VOA sat down with Damian and asked him what inspired the creation of Mapopo.
So I get inspiration by listening to other people, mostly authentic people, like people who are have been recording their music with live instruments, with true feeling, you know. You understand what I mean, like the people who dedicate their life into music. For example, Remy Ongala, King Kiki. I thank God that King Kiki is still alive and we had a song together. I get inspired by these people because they had something to tell in their life. They had story behind their music, and that's what really moves me.
Tanzania is known to have many musical artists, but not many are known or recognized internationally. Damian explains why he believes that's a problem.
People with connection, they should give out their connections for people who deserve it. Not because it's your uncle or somebody that you know. No. Even if you don't know me, but you see Damian deserves to be in this position because of his music, people should open up for that. For a very long time, I've seen our industry has been struggling on that.
Damian's goal exceeds beyond just the musical industry. He says he would like to see himself make an impact in his community as well.
Also, I want to reach out to social aspects because I was once studied in a village and I've seen so many people that have been struggling with stuff like electricity, water. I remember there's a village that I stayed for almost 3 years. I've never seen any tap water in that village. So we used to go to search water at the river. You know, it was such a hassle and struggle. But I can make things easier for them. Maybe make a hole, something, you know, simplifying something. That's one of my goals out of my music.
Damian's goals exceed beyond just the musical industry. He says he would like to see himself make an impact in his community as well. Harrison Kamau, VOA, Washington, D.C.
Guys, thank you so much for watching VOA's Red Carpet. I'm your host, Rizia Adam. For more on entertainment news, check us out on our website, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Until next time.